Good morning. Hey guys, my name is Sarah. Thank you for coming to my channel, The Navajo Mama. This morning I wanted to talk with you all about something that's been weighing on my heart, and it's a topic I really just wanted to talk about and share with all of you. So keep watching. I wanted to talk to you about speech, our tongue, and just the effects our speech, our tongue, and our demeanor has. Before I get into this video, I wanted to welcome all of you, all of my subscribers, and everyone who's new watching this video. Hi, I want to share a little with you about me. My name is Sarah. I am married to my best friend who works a lot, so you will rarely see him on the channel. It's like an eclipse. Comes once in a while. But sorry, my hair's been falling out, so there's a lot of details with that I'm also going to do another video on. But yeah, so we are a young family. We live in the city. We are Navajo. We used to live in the Navajo Nation. That's where we both grew up. My husband is full Navajo, as am I, sorry. But you know, who's really full? That could be another topic on its own. So my husband and I, we just celebrated our 11th anniversary. We have 5 littles, and they are our world. As a family, we love to be outdoors. We love adventure. So I hope knowing that kind of provides a little sense of this is who we are. As you all know, I am a mom of 5. I have 5 littles, and here are their ages. I have a 10, 7, 5, 3, and 1. We have a couple of birthdays coming up, so the ages will change. Being a mom of 5 has taught me so much. I feel like it's one of the most important ministries in my life, aside from marriage. Parenthood is so completely important, and it's one of the hardest challenges because as parents, we're going to go through a lot. And in the process, we have to mold our children to become young adults who are, 1, capable of themselves, 2, honest to in everything they do, which means no lying, no cheating, and all of that. And then another thing we have to found in them is a solid foundation with their character. And this is what I want to talk to you about today. So I know not everyone is Christian, and I know not everyone shares the same belief. I myself, I am a disciple of Christ, so I do believe in Jesus Christ, that he died for my sins and he rose again. And I believe that he died for me, and I'm alive in him, and he lives in my heart. So I wanted to share that with you just because I know so many people come from different aspects and walks of life. I'm not here to judge you or to put you down or to make you feel bad. That's not my spot. That's not my purpose here. So I wanted to talk about our tongue. Our tongue is the strongest muscle in our body. Can you believe that? Our tongue is so strong that it could move your teeth. So if you've had braces for quite a while and you notice you're getting an overbite, or you notice that your teeth are becoming crooked or just out of space, and you're like, man, I had braces, I got them off, I'm doing good. A huge component of that is our tongue. I don't think we realize how strong our tongue is. I talked with my dentist about this because I wanted to for sure make sure that I'm not giving you guys, poorly done information. But no, my dentist was like, yes, your tongue is the strongest muscle in your body. And it may not seem like it, but it is. And so that's why a lot of people have to do tongue training. They have to train their tongue to stay low. I know it looks funny, but they have to train their tongue to stay low in order to avoid disrupting the teeth and an overbite. I thought that was pretty interesting. That's not from any biblical standpoint at all. I mean, that's just our body, our anatomy, and it's true. It's true. Our tongue is super, super muscular. That's crazy. how we speak and how we carry ourselves and how we choose to respond to hurt, joy, negativity, positivity, confusion, how we choose to respond to these avenues in life definitely can have an effect on not only us but the other party as well. And it's really not fun when you think about it, how important our speech is, our demeanor, our speech, and how we carry ourselves. It's not fun to think about that because I know for a lot of people, we struggle with patience. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at it. I mean, there are days I struggle with being patient as well. Maybe not with my family or my spouse, but even with myself. Our tongue is sharper than a double-edged sword. I mean, can you believe that? Our tongue has the ability to cut someone. Our tongue has the ability to hurt someone. And in so many other parts in the Bible, I'm going to look over here just so I don't miss any parts, but the ones that I did write down are Colossians, Ephesians, Proverbs. Some are, come from James. And there's so many books in the Bible that address the importance of how our speech has an effect. Throughout the Bible, you will read that death and life lay within our tongue. So it's crazy to think that our tongue could either destroy someone or it could build someone. And that's what I tell my children. I'm like, babies, when you guys are in the heat of hurt feelings, or you're in the heat of anger or frustration or even joy, like we could use joy in a bad way too, but how we speak, it really needs to be also from our heart, but it also needs to come from wisdom. I mean, who expects a 10-year-old to run around and have wisdom? I don't, right? Because they're children. But I do expect of them to learn. So I have to teach them because I'm the parent. And even teaching them, I have to do that in a way where my speech edifies them. There is a time for discipline, there's a time for being strong with love, but most of the time it calls for wisdom and patience and slow to wrath, slow to quick, anger. And what is anger? Anger can stem from being upset, but most of the time anger is a reaction from being upset, and it's pretty quick. It's done without thought, or it's something where, the feelings have just been brooding and then it explodes. While anger is healthy, it also can be used bad, just how joy can be used. So just being caretakers of our tongue, of our words, it's really important. And that's something I feel we could always encourage each other with. I feel like even times in life where we know how hurtful words can be, we kind of take that for granted and we say those things unknowingly. And I feel like with a lot of us, if we just have a community and say, hey, you know what? And remind each other gently, without judgment, without pinpointing our fingers, pointing, hey. No, I feel like we could come together and just help each other and remind each other that our words are so important. One of the greatest ministries in life is being a mom, and I have this blessing and ability to share with my children just how important words are, and I believe that's our mother's role. It's amazing how a lot of what we do teaches them. So say I go through something that was just so hurtful. Maybe it was a betrayal or someone close to me hurt my feelings. How I deal with that, how I react with that, how I talk about the other person, they matter. Because if I choose to wallow in the pain and bitterness and, voice my actual hurt feelings and voice them out loud without any thought, and it just comes out, I have literal sponges who are going to soak that up. And so when they grow up and they're hurt, they're going to say, oh, you know what? Mom did this. Mom did that. And she's our mom. So that must be okay. And as parents, we don't get everything done right. We're not perfect. We don't get everything done right the first time. And that's the beauty of life, trial and error, and also a lot of hindsight. But with our children, I feel like we had to do so much diving into the Bible, reading God's word, and just soaking up a lot. I mean, I'm going to say I'm guilty. I'm guilty of not spending a lot of time in God's Word. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. And, I want to do better. I feel like whenever a person says, I always am in the Word, I feel like we're lying to ourselves, because yes, you can be in God's Word a lot, but there's always room for improvement. And I'm not saying, we will never ever be fully in His Word. I feel like we all could have improvement in so many areas. So as a mom, it's really been my mission to show my children how to respond to so many things. When a person cut me off in line the other day, I showed the importance of my tongue, because I could have been like, watch where you're going. Like, I could have said something like that, or be like, come on, like, you nuthead. But no, I couldn't. Of course, that would be showing them it's okay to call people names. No. So what did I do? I kept driving, and I said, oh, buddy, that was not okay. And I said that. And I feel like a lot of the times maybe we're being seen as watering down, or being soft, or being sensitive. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Because in the Bible it says soft words break bones. And I think in that aspect, it's just saying, like, when you're softer, you make more of an impact. You make more of a difference. And I want to teach my children that. I want to teach my girls, you don't always have to be loud, and you don't always have to know everything first. You don't always have to have credit. But you know what? As a woman, your words are amazing. They're powerful. They bring life to yourself. And if you're a mom, they bring life to your family, your husband, your children. And if your wife and you have no children, your words still matter. Your words matter to your husband, your spouse, your families, your nieces and nephews, your work life, wherever you are at. And I feel like when we have a good demeanor and our character is something that we're so that we regard highly, I feel like God will bless you. He will bless you in those areas. So when we're going through trying times, how we respond totally makes a difference. It's showing the fruits of our spirit. Are we kind and compassionate, forgiving, or are we quick to anger, hesitant, bitter? Do we love to cause strife? Do we love to argue? Those are things that all go into this. But as a mom of my girls, I've been trying to teach them, baby, have a voice. Be strong in it, but be patient. And it's hard, because when you're a woman and when you cry and when you're loud, people are like, shh. They look at you like you're crazy. But I tell my girls, it's okay to be emotional. That's how God made us. It's fine. It's okay. And if a man laughs at you for that, he's not important, because people who love you, especially men, they will lift you, they will protect you, they will honor you, cherish you, and they will build you up. Because it's hard to teach our children to know it's okay to say no, to have boundaries, and to, with their words, give them power. And I want them to use these powers in a good way. I don't know if any of this makes sense, but I want to teach my girls that I want you to be strong in your words, but I don't want you to break down people. If someone's bothering you, I want you to be able to say, hey, that's not okay. You hurt my feelings, or that made me uncomfortable. Please stop. Like, I want them to be able to say that without fear. But I don't want them to say, what, like, get away, loser. Like, that's not okay. Calling people names and having that type of tone, that's not okay. Because for one, it's not edifying to ourselves. I want my girls to not pride themselves, but I want them to carry themselves in the best light as possible. And I want them to know that with every word that comes out of their mouth, there's a purpose for it. Now, when it comes to my boys, I really teach them it's okay to be soft, it's okay to be sensitive, it's okay to say you don't know. And a lot of communication with our tongue, it's important to say, I'm sorry, I don't know, and I need help. So those are things that I teach my boys. You have to know that it's okay to say, hey, I need help. And I feel like for men, please let me know if I'm wrong, men, but I feel like with men it's a challenge to let people know I'm struggling. I need help. I'm sorry. I love you. I was a goof. I'll learn. I feel like men are just protectors. And I feel like a lot of them want to protect their family, do whatever they can necessary to provide for their family. Say they lost their job, and if they're trying to provide for their family, they're going to make ends meet. And I feel like those are good qualities of men. Men are amazing. And I want to build my boys to be good, strong men, and I want their words to have values. I want their words and promises to be exactly what it was. So if my son tells someone, I'll help you this day, this time, and then say he gets other things popping up, I want him to be able to say, you know what? I made a commitment to this person, and I'm going to honor that. And I want people to who are going to be in my kids' lives in the future to trust them. Because along with communication in our word comes trust. And it's amazing how a person who's always speaking harshly or just outright, quick to talk, it's hard to trust them. Maybe they never lied to you. Maybe they never showed you a cause of concern where they betrayed you. But it's going to be hard to find the trust to be able to talk to them, because you will always think, I don't know if they're ever going to tell someone my stuff. I don't know if maybe someday they'll be angry at me and use it against me. So it's really, really hard. And I feel like every person who has a tongue has responsibility, and I feel like we forget that, and it's something we sometimes take for granted. So with my boys, I really want them to know that their tongue is a strong muscle. It's important. It can make or break someone, and I want them to know that how they use their tongue towards anyone, a man or a woman, is very important. And also, outside of our faith, I also want my children to know that they are not allowed to bully. They are not allowed to judge other people. But I want them to have words of life, to still treat people as people and say, hey, how are you doing? I hear a lot of words that are just so hurtful towards people of all aspects of life. And while I don't understand it, I think it's really heartbreaking. I think too that it's also easy to respond with confusion and anger or words of retaliation towards something that is unknown, towards something that makes you uncomfortable. So for my boys growing up, I want them to be able to face confusing times and times where it just really either confuses, frustrates, or causes uncomfortable feelings. I want them to know they can power through with love in their words and strength, because you can be strong with your words. In discipline, you can still be respectful. There are ways that our words can be used and still be edifying. We're going to be able to discipline in love, meaning strong words. Love doesn't always mean happy words and happy joy. Love means facing those hard times too, because that's what it is. So when you love someone and you talk and you communicate, you're not arguing, you're discussing. Now, arguments come when it's one-sided, when your whole purpose is to attack the other person. That's arguing. Now, discussing is where two people come together and they say, you know what? We love each other, whether it's friends or marriage or siblings. You say, we love each other and we need to talk this out. We're not going to argue. We're not going to point fingers back and forth, but we're going to hear each other, lay it all out. Don't get offended. Soak it up. Give that other person okay, this is how they're feeling. Don't think about yourself, because then you're putting it on you. Think about, man, this is what they said. How can I love them? And you love each other. You grow through it. So I hope that's something that I'm able to teach my children. I don't know. I mean, we could do the best in how to teach our children, but ultimately, they're going to be young adults just growing up. But I hope that they're sponges who are soaking up all of this good stuff so that they can make good choices when they're older. Another side to our communication is wholesomeness. So, even throughout the week, when my husband comes home from a long day, how I talk to him makes a difference. Am I gonna say, like, you got home late or something? That's not okay to tell your spouse you got home late, or things in that nature. It's not pleasant. And I would not want to bombard my spouse with that. I'm not going to say I'm a perfect wife. No, 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 no. I could use improvement. I could use improvement in every aspect of my life. And I think we need to take time to really learn about our spouse and keep that fire going. And communication is a big thing. I feel like we should be able to communicate, and we should be able to sit down, talk with each other, give jokes back and forth, and love on each other, because what I have, I'm going to fuel him. All of the love I have, I'm going to pour into him, and he's going to grow and he's going to thrive, or I could break him. And I don't want to do that. It's so easy to break someone with your words. It's so easy to cause someone to stumble or fall. And, this is a big thing I want to talk about, because I want people to be kind with each other. I want people, to think about the words and their actions. And even though sometimes we're not saying something, we're typing something. And a lot of the times, how we talk with people, I feel like could have been done better. And I don't want us to be bullies. I don't want to create a little world of bullies, because that's not okay. I want people to be good for it at face value, not be nice and then go behind doors and talk and gossip. That's not okay. That's not okay. One of the verses I want to share with you, just from being a mom, and there are so many verses I meditate, throughout the day, throughout the week, but there's one from Proverbs 31:26, and it just talks about how she opens her mouth with wisdom. And that's something I want to do. I want to open my mouth with wisdom. And I feel like that's only done through Christ. And I have to pray about that. I have to pray for wisdom and at the same time work towards it. I don't know if there's any season in life you're going through right now where words are, making a huge impact. They make impacts daily, but sometimes we go through the nitty-gritty stuff so hard, and sometimes it can feel lonely. But I wanted to make this video because I want to share with you that I'm right there with you. We could all use the learning, we could all use the reminder and the gentleness of it. So I hope you guys are going to have a really good week this week of just talking with each other, loving each other, learning to communicate more, because our tongue is the strongest muscle in our body. But at the same time, I feel like we just think about how to be kind and not gossip, and how to build each other up. But also, with our mouth, we need to be kind to ourselves. When we talk, or when we joke, or when we laugh, I feel like there still has to be respectful humor. So let's just try to remind each other to be patient with each other. Ways that we could start to be more kind with our words is: one, think before we speak; two, don't react right away, give it time and then respond, because responding is better than reacting. We could all use the reminder to just be kinder in life, to just slow down. And it's all about perspective too. So we just kind of have to remind ourselves, hey, we're guiding a young child, or I have a husband or wife who I'm trying to build up, and there are so many variables that make it a little harder, make it a little bit more challenging. If you're facing a health issue, if you're facing a loss of a job, a death of a loved one, those make communication much harder. But I wanted to also emphasize that counseling and therapy are good, And if you're having trouble communicating with family, your marriage, children, it's okay to get help. It's okay to have someone to go talk with, because we need that. And I feel like it's something that is a taboo, or it's something that's looked down upon, but getting therapy and seeing a counselor is not bad. It's not bad. Doesn't make you crazy, doesn't make you weak, doesn't make you a weirdo. No, no. Those are everything that could benefit someone. I encourage you to go ahead, reach out and find those networks. Find your people, find your circle, love on them, thrive on them, and nourish them. There was a study done that my good friend Mary and I were talking about, and I wish she was here to talk to you about this, but she was telling me, we went to one of her oil nights, which I just love. She's so knowledgeable about her oils, and she has so many services. She's a servant heart, and she loves to give, and she loves to help with healing and knowledge, and I just love that about her. But we were talking, and she was telling me about this study she was reading about, where they put water in 2 cups, and they were talking to the water in 1 cup, and the other had no one talking to them. Well, they took a drop out and they put it on a little petri. They looked at it under the microscope, and get this, when they looked at the water that was being talked to, it was bouncing. Like, it looked amazing. Whereas when they went to the water with no one talking to it, nothing was happening. And it only proves just how amazing it is that our words give life. Because you know how God breathed life to us? It's amazing. Another study that just blows my mind away is also when you have a plant and you're watering your plant and you're talking to your plant and you're just telling the plant things. You're talking to this plant like it's your pet, and the plant thrives. Whereas there's another plant and you just give it water every day. It's doing okay, but the other plant is thriving. It's amazing. It just proves to me more and more so that if I can make a difference in a plant's life, I can make a difference in a human's life. And I think that's amazing. But I wanted to share this all with you today. I hope you are encouraged to just kind of step back, think about it, because I could always benefit from that too. I hope your week is productive, and that every avenue in your life, whether it be work, relationships, whatever it is, I hope it's thriving. And don't be afraid to ever ask for help. Don't be afraid to ever say, hey, you know what? Maybe I do need counseling. I would love to talk to someone. That's okay. And I feel like when our worlds are just so burdened and heavy or confused or just stuffy, sometimes our words, what we say that come out of our mouth, aren't really, what we intended. So I hope you guys think about a lot of that. Just remember, be a little bit slower to react, and then be a little bit slower to anger. And even within joy, let's use that the right way. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a really good evening. Oh, sorry, it's still morning. I hope you have a really good morning and the rest of your day goes really well. Have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you later. Hug on it. Bye.